Welcome everyone. Welcome to the BRIT School's Open Evening. And this is a virtual Open Evening. So thank you for watching, thank you for taking time, thank you for thinking that this school might be part of your future. And my job now is, I think, probably to talk you through some of the things that the school believes in, what we're about, what we're looking for, and what you might expect if you were to come to the BRIT School. I'm Stuart Worden, I'm the principal of the BRIT School. For me, it's the greatest job in the world. I've been working here for 25 years and I fell in love with this place because there's something happening here which makes this school very unique, very special, and now this is a very successful school. So let me just talk you through what the BRIT School is all about. So let's talk through our values. The BRIT School believes in things and we want you to believe in those things too. So if we look at this sort of wheel that we have behind me on this screen, we can talk through some of the things the BRIT School believe in. And the first thing we're looking for, I suppose, is to encourage you to be yourself. If you can be yourself as a young person or even as an adult, you can then communicate who you are, you can then express yourself, and then you can be the person you want to be. So what we're looking for here is original young people. Don't worry if you're watching this and you go, well, hang on a minute, I'm not original yet. We'll help you. We'll help you with these values and these qualities that BRIT School believes in. Another sort of one of our values is about responsibility, and at BRIT School we mean responsible in two ways. I suppose the first way we mean is, are you responsible to take hold of this school? This is your school. We are currently filming in your theatre. It's your recording studio, it's your Apple Mac studios, it's your art rooms, it's your TV station. So can you be responsible to take hold of this school and make of it good stuff for you going forward? The other responsibility we're all about here is about the responsibility to the bigger world, to society. We believe that if you have a gift, and you guys, you have talent, you have a gift, are you going to share that with others? Are you going to be responsible enough to use your skill to improve the lives of others? So if you come to the BRIT School, what we would be looking for is for you to work on our community projects. As a songwriter, would you be able to be responsible enough to go and write songs in a hospice? As a filmmaker or a radio broadcaster, would you be able to bring primary school children into the school and kind of make movies and make radio programs with them? So this is a responsible school that wants you to kind of be the individual you want to be, but to contribute to society. The third thing we're known for at the BRIT School is to be ambitious. I mean, I think this school thinks that young people are amazing. We believe that we will do our very best not to put any obstacles in your way. Because once you put an obstacle in a young person's way, they sort of think, oh, I can't achieve that. Oh, it's not going to be possible. And you know, don't you, from our track record of successful students in all fields of the arts, in all fields of education, you know that you can achieve amazing things at this school, and we will help you do that. We want you to be ambitious. Young people are amazing and you will be able to do amazing things here. We won't stand in your way, we won't put a ceiling on you. All of you will do amazing things here. And all of you means that we are inclusive. This is an inclusive school. It is free. No one pays to come here. It means that everyone's welcome. A brilliant thing about a school being free is that it doesn't really matter what your social circumstance is or how much money your parents earn. I firmly believe that everyone should be entitled to a great education. I also really believe that the arts should be available to everyone, not just the people that can afford it. So you're all welcome here, regardless of your social background, regardless of your race or your gender or your sexuality or your religious beliefs. Everyone is welcome at the BRIT School. And the final thing we believe in is kindness. There is a kindness here because if you create a society or you create an atmosphere or a culture where kindness is at the start of every decision you make, then you can relax. And once you can relax, you can start to really express yourself and really be the person you want to be. So the BRIT School is like a village. It's a place, it's a home. And inside that village, there are many buildings that make this place what it is. And on this slide, you can see just 6 of the places that will be part of your lives if you come to the BRIT School. So the famous BRIT School tree, it's where students meet in the morning, it's where they go at break time to talk about their lessons or to perform or just to hang out or skateboard. Like a normal school, we have science labs, we have classrooms. This film is taking place in the BRIT Theatre, which is now into its 9th year. We have 3 theatres at the school and a huge number of studios that you will perform in, you'll exhibit your artwork in, you'll show your films in, in, you'll do community classes in. And in the corridors of the BRIT School that you're going to walk around virtually as you go through these videos, you'll see the artwork coming off the walls. This is a school where we have so many artists in the visual arts and design department, and we like to show that artwork off on our walls, in our corridors, which are alive with young people performing, chatting, rehearsing, discussing, arguing. So yeah, walk through the BRIT School Village, you'll walk through the corridors that are alive with young people and creativity. If you're a music student or you love music, you can go over to the Nile Rodgers suite. Nile Rodgers of Chic fame. Nile, the singer-songwriter, the producer, he's become a good friend of ours, and 2 years ago he opened the Nile Rodgers suite because Niall really believes in the school. One of the reasons Niall believes in the school is because he believes, again, that music and the arts should be open to everyone. So he sort of fell in love with this school, and because he's been very kind to us and generous to the school, we named a suite of rooms in the music area after him. But you can also go to our Apple Mac rooms. If you're a designer or a filmmaker here, you'll be using top-of-the-range Apple equipment. Apple, again, are another friend of ours, and many of the rooms at the BRIT have got some of the best equipment. So there's some of the BRIT School Village. Just sort of talking that through, you won't get that map just yet because it's like looking at the London Underground, but it does kind of shows you that the BRIT School is a big building, but it's a building that's full of different studios and theatres and practice rooms for you, so that you can be the best artist and the best student you want to be. At the top is the BRIT Trust. The BRIT Trust is our sponsor. The BRIT Trust came up with the idea of the BRIT School. And actually, if I go straight to the bottom of that photograph, there is the legendary music producer, George Martin. It was George Martin, along with a few other people in the music industry, that argued for the BRIT School. And on the map, in the BRIT Village, you can actually, and all musicians and many others of you, recording students, you'll go and work in the George Martin studio, which is in the BRIT School main building. Two of our other friends in between George and the BRIT Trust are YouTube Music. YouTube have fallen in love with the BRIT School, as has Google. And we opened our YouTube music studio only last year for all of our film students and our production students to work in. And if you're an actor, you might well film some scenes in the YouTube studio. If you're a dancer, you might do a dance to camera piece in the YouTube music studio. And just below that, our great friends Apple, who've been looking after the school for a number of years. It just kind of goes to show that the BRIT Village, although a home and a home of kindness, it's also a place where a huge number of people from industry come and support. So why would you want to come here? Well, let's just go through that. Well, that's the first of these things, is that it's free to attend. We love that fact. It means that some of you parents that are currently paying for your child's education, you don't have to do that anymore. And for those young people that would never be able to have an opportunity to work in a recording studio or have the equipment that we have, it's now yours. But this is a free school to attend. We're academically rigorous. Our exam results for the last 15 years have continued to be well above the national average. This is an extremely academic course. Let's not pretend that the only thing we do here is rehearse, perform, exhibit, paint and be artistic. To be artistic and be successful these days, you have to be academically rigorous at GCSE, at AS and at A-level, and our results can prove that. So be prepared to go on an academic and a rigorous education that prepares you for HE, prepares you for university and for the world. So some of the opportunities here are extraordinary. You might know this already, but the BRIT School is the same as the BRIT Awards in terms of its organisation. So the BRIT is the British Record Industry Trust School, the British Record Industry Trust Awards. The BRIT Awards, the BRIT School, they help and support us. So every year, the BRIT Awards gives us a donation to say thank you to the school and to encourage the future. Also, if you're in year 12, you get to go to the BRIT Awards, which is amazing. I remember once talking to Ella Eyre, and she said when she went to the BRIT Awards as a student of the school and she saw Adele sing, she was like, that's what I'm going to do. And 4 years later, she goes and appears with Rudimental and knocks it out the park. So we have these opportunities here. There are many things for you to be involved in, and hopefully they will help change your life and shape the artist that you want to be. The great thing here, of course, is that all the teachers are professionals. And by that I mean your dance staff are choreographers, your art staff are painters and sculptors, your IDD members of staff have worked in the effects industry at the highest level. Your theatre teachers are actors and directors and playwrights. These are people who know what they're talking about. And I think the nice thing here is that this is a family. It's a family of talented individuals, and it's kind of all about collaboration, and ultimately that family produces this atmosphere. Now, you can't be here tonight to be part of this atmosphere, but ask around, talk to the people that go here, talk to the students that have been here, and they will tell you that this place is kind. They will tell you that this place is friendly, that it's full of love. We always say that this place is inclusive. You've heard me say it earlier, it's open to everyone. But if you are a racist or a homophobe or an Islamophobe or a misogynist or a transphobe, you won't be happy here. You won't be welcome. This is a place where we need you to be free, to be able to be yourself and to be able to communicate. And perhaps the last one that people know is once Brit, always Brit. I love the fact that your journey does not stop here. This film that we're making in this theatre today has 3 former BRIT School students working on it, on camera, lighting and sound and production. So I won't be able to talk through all of these slides behind us, but just to highlight a couple about what we really believe in. There's a lovely photograph there of a bunch of students and they're in Prague. They're production art students, and they went to one of the most prestigious international production theatre design conferences in the world because we had contacts there, and Ian Teague, our set design teacher, organised it for all our production art students to go and travel to Prague to experience theatre design at the highest level. And many of those European and international projects, whether it's been in New York or working in Europe, of course at the moment with COVID we don't know where they will go, but that's our reach, that's our power to be able to give people those opportunities. Next to the photograph of those students in Prague is a young girl working on a lovely piece of Apple equipment, okay? And what she's doing there, she's actually performing live. She's an IDD student. She's in the Apple store in Regent Street. Try and get your head around that. She's 17. A musician is performing in the Apple store, and she, working on the iPad, is doing an artistic response to that live, and that's being broadcast around all the Apple stores. Just let me go to the other photograph, which is the BRIT School at Pride, once again echoing our inclusivity and our kind of power and our desire to be ambitious, that young people should be themselves. There we are. We were the first school ever to march at Pride, and we will keep on marching with Pride, working with Stonewall now and forever. The other photograph is a visual arts and design response to COVID. And it became a student's kind of ambition to use sort of the intellectual discussions that were happening around self-preservation at the beginning of COVID to create a pamphlet that was to help people through the COVID crisis. This girl was 18, and she then sold that book that you see there onwards. COVID has been tough. I mean, it's been tough for us. It's been tough for all of you watching. But one thing that has just inspired me, and I think it's inspired all of us, is how the BRIT School students have responded to COVID. So we set up a part of our website called BRIT Now, and I urge you to click on that tonight, tomorrow, next time you have a chance, and have a look at the artwork the students are producing. Look at the songs that they're writing. Look at the creativity that they're sharing. And they did that all themselves from their bedroom, just encouraged by us to find a place to express themselves. We've had well over 100 masterclasses. Actors like Archie Madekwe, lovely Tom Holland, aka Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man. He turned up and did a class from his house. We've had designers like Ez Devlin turn up, the costume maker for Killing Eve. Lucy Dickens, who's one of the biggest agents in the world, gave up her time to sort of talk to the music students. Imagine being 16 and one of the biggest agents in the world giving you advice on how to get a career in the music industry. Imagine being 14 years of age and one of the most well-paid actors at the moment giving you advice on how to approach being an actor. That's life-changing. Just want to talk you through some of our friends that will be here for you from the industry, and there's some big names there. It's great that the BBC loved the BRIT School. It's great that ITV have offered our students work experience, that our theatre students go and perform at the Royal Shakespeare Company, that Andrew Lloyd Webber's theatre, the Other Palace, often gives up its spaces for our students to perform or to go and watch events. These are incredible friends for you, and they will be friends that will help you on your career. And we're very grateful for their support. So what will you study when you come here? Well, if you're coming for post-16, your big focus is the UAL Level 3 Extended Diploma. This is a serious qualification. UAL are the leading educational organisation when it comes to the arts. They have been for a number of years, and they only select certain schools to work with them. And we work very closely with UAL. They selected us 3 years ago, and we have become one of the centres for UAL delivery at the extended diploma in the country. We are so proud to be working with them because UAL are focused on careers, they are focused on skills, they are focused on you being independent, being academic and being at a research level that you can enter universities of your choice once you finish here. What do you need to know about these courses? Well, they're vocational. It means you will be doing those activities. If you're a dancer, you will be dancing. If you're an artist, you'll be painting, you'll be literally doing your art form, but you'll also be researching at an academic level that can prepare you for university. I'm delighted that art students from BRIT School have gone on to study at Oxford. I'm equally delighted that film students have gone on straight to work in the industry at the BBC. So those options are open to you. This is a powerful qualification. It's 15 hours a week, plus probably double that in terms of rehearsal and preparation and research. So this is a full-time course. It's worth 3 A-levels and it's very powerful. It's selective, and we will hopefully select those young people who can cope with the pressures of the UAL qualification, but also who really want to achieve something very, very special in their lives. So yeah, moving that sort of forward, inside the BRIT School, there are a number of schools inside the village. And you can choose one of 9 departments to apply for, and there they are on that list. Everything from community arts to film, media and production, musical theatre to visual arts and design. Just to note that the music course, which is a very popular course, very, very well known of course, the music course has 2 courses in it, the music course and the music tech course. And I would encourage all people interested in music to look at both those courses. They're very distinct, but they have some similarities as well. So look both at music and music tech if you wish to be a music student at the BRIT School. And of course we have on top of that, for some of those students who are highly motivated and perhaps really want to pursue an academic addition to their lives, we have pathway courses, and these are AS subjects in English literature, maths, history and film studies, and some of them you can take on to A-level. So you could be doing 4 A-levels at this state school. That's very rare. Nowadays, obviously, there's a lot of pressure on schools, and to do 4 A-levels is rare. It will be very demanding if you're a young person now thinking, oh yeah, I really want to do mathematics as well as my course in community arts practice. Of course you can, but be prepared that you will be working very hard, constantly and consistently, but we're encouraging you to be ambitious, aren't we? So have a look at those A-level courses. They're all achieving well above the national average, and we will look at that breakdown of those results a little later. So the pathway subjects, as I say, we've looked at them so you can understand them, and at the moment they're the ones that we're currently running. So you apply for your strand, and after you get accepted here, you can then say, oh, this is my preferred A-level or my preferred AS level. As I said earlier, maths, English and history are all running as A-levels, and there is an AS in film studies. If you are if you're in year 11 right now, or year 10, or you're approaching year 11 and you find English and maths perhaps a challenging subject, and you might know, oh God, with all the will in the world, I'm not going to get a grade 4, which, as we know at the moment, is the pass rate the government has set for GCSEs. You will have to retake your English and maths here. We have a good record at students achieving their English and maths as a retake here, and that is available for all of the students. And of course, it is actually a statutory requirement that if you don't get a level grade 4 in your GCSE, you then are asked to resit maths and English. And you can do that here, and we will support you with that. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to talk through a few courses that you may not know so much about and just encourage you to look at them a little bit detailed. Here's the big one, okay? Here's the first of the big ones. Community Arts Practice, okay? It's known as CAP, Community Arts Practice, CAP, CAP. We are the only school in the country to run this course, and I just want to tell you a little bit about why we do it. We believe that working with the community is one of the most important things a young person could ever do, and it is life-changing, believe me. what happens if you're working in an Alzheimer's centre as a young person, working with someone with dementia and helping them using music and dance to kind of create a memory or create a moment. What happens if you're a community arts practice student and you're working in a disability group with young people that don't have access to the arts, they don't have the opportunities to work creatively, but we go there on the CAP course and we'll do workshops, we'll facilitate opportunities. It's a kind of life-changing kind of course for anyone who really wants to change the world using the arts. And have a look in the prospectus at some of what the CAP students go on to do. We have CAP students that are now running companies in Africa. We have CAP students that are now social workers, teachers, running organisations, working as presenters on Channel 5. I mean, they do everything, the CAP students. Have a look at that course. We only take 25 of you. So just make sure that you're of the calibre that can cope with the demands emotionally, physically of that challenge. And in the creative arts, there's two courses I want to alert yourself to. I think everyone knows at the BRIT School that we do media, and everyone knows that we make great movies, and everyone knows that we have a fantastic art course. But did you know about the production art course? Again, we don't take a lot of students on this course. We're only looking to take 50 maximum. And these students are, I suppose, they're the future of the industry. They are the stage managers, they are the set designers, the lighting designers, the costume makers. This is a breathtaking course of experience and doing. You may love theatre, but you don't actually want to be on stage. Well, this might be the course for you. You might really love, the rehearsal process, but actually you're too nervous to dance on stage. But this might be the course for you. It has an incredible record of employment. They basically run these theatres, so we give these £1 million theatres to the production art students. Say, look, run them. You're the stage manager. You're the set designer. And that's pretty powerful to be a teenager in charge of a theatre. It does great things for your skills, it does great things for your confidence, and it also makes you extremely employable. So the last course I just want to specialise on, and I really want you all to research, is the Interactive Digital Design course. This is known as the IDD course. We set this up to be the groundbreakers, to be the kind of front of the curve, to be ahead of the game. This course is now into its 9th year, and we are producing 50 students every year who are the top of their game as designers using digital tools and digital creativity. These are really skilled people. These are games designers, app designers, 3D animators, branding specialists. This course has some of the best equipment you could possibly have at your age, taught by professionals who know their industry inside and out. And lots of our friends from YouTube and Google have got their eye on this course because they know that the creative future for this country is digital. And I think it's really brilliant that a state school should offer this opportunity to anyone who thinks that they have got that kind of technical creativity running through them. So check out the IDD course. I think some of the work will literally blow you away. And I think it's quite an exciting opportunity for students to collaborate through that course. So what we all want to know, of course, is the destinations. Where will I end up if I go and study at the BRIT School? Well, the good news is that for the last 7 to 8 years, around about 99% of our students have gone straight into work or straight into further education or higher education after leaving BRIT. And that remains the same even now. So that's great news for you. You can feel reassured that we all know that the creative industries is the growth industry in this country. It's making billions of pounds for this country. And we know during COVID that it's been needed more than ever before. We've watched more TV, we've watched more films, we've listened to the radio more, we've admired actors. We know how important the creative industries is to this country. And it's happening right here at the BRIT School. So have a look through that list of institutions if you want. You'll notice there, if you're a dancer, that the best dance schools in the country our students go on to. If you're a musical theatre student, you'll be delighted that our students are regularly at the top conservatoires, from GSA to Mount View to RADA, Lambda, etc. We know if you're an art student, UAL, which we've spoken about, have a huge love for us. So it's regular students of ours end up at St Martin's or at Ravensbourne. So rest assured, everyone, that this is a place that breeds successful students for the rest of their lives. And I know, as a parent of a BRIT School student and as which I was, and I know parents what it can sometimes feel like if your child wants to go into the arts. You might feel a bit nervous, but as it is singularly the most impressive employer in this country at this moment in time, I would say it's a pretty safe bet to put your child into this industry. So the careers department, we have a large careers department at BRIT School, of course we do. Your career, your future is vital to us. So you will have work experience set from the school, you'll have opportunities and one-on-one meetings. Look at that nice strong list there of support you're going to get from a careers department working with you, working with your tutors to help shape your future and be there for you and to advise you. We're coming to the end of the talk now, and there's some stories there just for you to look at, and it's really quite powerful as a head teacher to look at these students and remember them and what they did, you know, whilst they were here. It's lovely to see Jonathan's wonderful rise to success. Just walk your way through those stories and just have a look as we sort of celebrate the diversity of BRIT School students, the diversity of their experience. But the one thing they've all got in common, the one thing that all these students got in common, there's several things. One is that they know how to work hard. Secondly is that they're professional. Thirdly is that they probably are creative in their solutions that they're looking for. And lastly, they all came here. They all came to this school in Selhurst, and we hope you consider coming here too. One of the reasons you might want to come here, as well as these career opportunities, is for exam results. At the time of press, we know that nearly 56% of our students gained a distinction in their UAL qualification this year. That's the equivalent of 3 A's at A-level. Yeah? That's powerful. All of our students, have walked away with qualifications they're proud of, with some passes and some merits. But check out that 56% of our students get the highest possible grade that you can get in a vocational qualification in this country, and we are very, very proud of that. I'm also proud of our A-level results. I know there's a myth out there that BRIT School is all vocational and it's not academic, but they're pretty impressive results. 86% of our students getting A star to C grades, and a staggering over 50% getting A star to B in their A levels. So you can achieve here, you can be part of that success story. What does a BRIT School student have? You might not have all of these qualities, by the way, so don't get too intimidated, but do you want them? Can you show them? There is nothing wrong with enthusiasm, it's what people employ. We of course need you to be committed. Lots of people want to come to this school, and we want those with real commitment and who are motivated, who want to deliver great artwork, a great community arts project. You know, when it's tough, you've got to get going. So we need you to have that kind of motivation in all art forms at the BRIT. Aptitude is your skill. We look forward to seeing that skill, and we will look forward to improving that and developing that with you. Kindness is important to us. As I think I've said earlier, if you're a bully, you'll be really unhappy in this school because you'll have no power. Kindness is important because we need that when we're creating art. And we need resilience. By that we need sort of staying power. We need people who can get up and get on. There might be some knockbacks. You may even have some failures at BRIT School, which is a good thing, you know. And we need you to be able to cope with that and get on to the next thing. We need you to have a good record of attendance and punctuality. Now, I want to be quite honest with you. Some young people we know aren't enjoying school where they currently are. And that might mean that your attendance isn't as great. Our attendance here on average is about 95%. That's what we're aiming for. And if your attendance at your current school is below that, we'll have to ask you the question, why is that? And we know that some of you, as I say, won't be enjoying your current school. Many of you will be, but we will need to talk about that. And you have to be punctual. You have to turn up on time. In this industry, to be late is unacceptable, it's unforgivable, and to be late here, it just doesn't work. You can't be late for rehearsals, you can't be late for your art class, you can't be late for your community arts kind of workshop. You have to be on time, it's vital. And we love this sense of responsibility. Can we give you the TV studio and say, go and make a television programme and know that the building will be safe and fine by the time you've left? Can we put you inside the recording studio and say, go and record a song, give you a theatre to light or an art studio to paint in and it to be safe? So have you got that responsibility with you? And just check in on your journey. You know, the days are long at BRIT. You know, we open the doors at 7:30. We expect people starting at 9 o'clock to be here by 8:30, 8:45, and the days are long. Have you got that staying power? You might think, oh yeah, I've got the enthusiasm, but can you? So, you know, we don't really want people travelling too long distances to come here. It's why, you know, in some reasons you'll be asked how long's your journey, because it's important that you can get up and get here every single day. The catchment area is there. We're going to leave that slide for a little while so you can just check that your catchment area is included. It's pretty much the whole of London, some bits of Kent, some bits of Surrey. If you're not on that catchment area, don't be worried, because every year we take a percentage of young people from outside of the area, outside of the catchment. You'd have to be very motivated. You'd have to have probably a real strong commitment and passion for your subject. But we are really interested in seeing students who apply from out of the area. But remember, of course, it is a competitive school. More people are applying for places here than we have on offer. So you can only apply to one course. Even if you, and it's important that you just work out which one is for you. So you might be a musical theatre student who might want to do the dance course. You can only apply to one course. It's also very important, as well as only applying to one course, that the student themselves fills in this form. Parents, I know how eager you will be to help and support, but it's important that the words used are the students' words, and it's typed in their own, you know, with their own hands, that they are in charge of their application process. We need you to fill that form in online and send that to us. That's how we work here. And we need you to include a copy of your most recent report from school. So if you're applying for year 12, you've probably got a year 10 report. We need to see that. We may well also ask later on for a year 11 report, but for the time being, your year 10 report, please. Once we've received your application online, we will then process that. And we will then very likely invite you to a workshop. And those workshops, they begin in December and they run till the end of March. You must attend those workshops, and we will try to let you know about those workshops 4 weeks in advance of when they take place, so you can prepare, get yourself ready, get yourself organised and focused on that important workshop. So there's some important dates for you, so make a note of these and certainly return to these important dates. We don't really accept late applications, so it's important that you hit that deadline and you're responsible enough to hit that deadline. So Performing Arts, your deadline is the 16th of November 2020, so that's for anyone applying for music, musical theatre or dance. That's your deadline. If you're a creative arts student, and that is if you're a visual arts and design student or an IDD student or a production arts student or a film media production student, if you're one of those creative arts students, your deadline is a little later. It's the 31st of January, and that's the same deadline for community arts practice students, the 31st of January. Great, so there we are, post-16 students. There's your dates. There's your application information. And sort of just to close, if you want any further information, we've got Strand talks from every subject that you can watch. And I would encourage you, even if you think you just want to do the theatre course, look at the other courses. Even if you think, oh yes, I definitely know I want to do the IDD course, look at the other courses. It's important that you do. You'll also be able to make contact with our Pathways, Pastoral Careers and Additional Educational Needs teams. They're also very available virtually to talk you through what the BRIT School has to offer. And of course, we are very present on YouTube and Instagram, and we encourage you to follow us on social media as from now if you haven't done so beforehand. There you'll see information about our former students, current projects we're doing. It's important that you're up to speed with what the BRIT School is doing, because this school could be your school, so consequently you really must be aware of the activities and follow us in that way. So there's the ways you can follow us. We're on Insta, we're on Twitter and Facebook, and we would encourage you as parents and as students, of course, to follow us and to engage in that way. Well, thank you so much for watching this virtual open evening. I hope it's got some ideas in there that inspire you. I hope that you think, oh, well, I've got a better understanding of the school, but you must ask around. Talk to former students. You can get hold of them very easily. You can find out what the BRIT School meant to them. It means a lot to us, and it means a lot to us if you apply. There's a rumour out there, there's a myth that it's really impossible to get into the BRIT School. It isn't. Lots of people do apply, but lots of people are very successful and they enjoy their time here, and I hope you make that decision to apply. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll look forward to seeing you really soon.